Okay, so when you receive your intake assembly master kit from Jet Motors, we do ship them without oil in the dash pod. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is, well, test fit it, make sure it fits, because we do modify these spacers so they do clear the firewall, and your float ball should not hit the firewall. This is really important that this is clear. You don't want this touching. We also preset the idle mixture right here. We give it about 2 turns from stop, which is about 1 millimeter down on the jet tube surface. Anyway, that's a good starting point. So put some oil in it. It only takes about a tablespoon. It's not much. Now this is just 2050 motor oil. This is nothing special. I know it's in an SU Zenith bottle, but it's 2050 motor oil. We found that with these brand new carburetors, it actually needs to be a bit thicker than normal. A lot of times we run straight 30 weight, but the 2050 seems to be working with the brand new carburetor for some reason. So anyway, make sure you put oil in the dash pot. Your idle mix is already set. Everything's already on it, so all you gotta do is slip it on. So that's what we're gonna do. So I just want to show you how we hook these master kits up. So here we have our fuel inlet. This is where we hook up the fuel line. Usually we like to put a fuel filter right in line just before that. This is your float bowl vent. So you can leave this open to atmosphere, or you can just run a tube on it down to the ground. This is just a float bowl vent. This is your PCV or crankcase breather tube, and we found that these carburetors really are happier just with this capped. Typically we'll let the crankcase breathe to atmosphere and we'll cap this. Over here we have the vacuum port. This is if you have power brakes. If you have a power brake booster, you're going to run your vacuum port there. If you don't have power brakes, we just put a plug in there. Here we have the vacuum advance pipe. This goes down to the vacuum advance on your distributor. This is your special tuning throttle cable. These are silky smooth, and this is the white plastic throttle cable clip in the abutment bracket. This is the choke cable clip, and this is where you run your choke cable right down to, I won't pop it off. You can run that choke cable right down here to the choke, to your choke mechanism, okay? And people they ask me all the time how that clip works. Well, you just run the cable through there and snap it right on there. That's pretty basic. That's all there is. Oh, one more thing. Right here we have our idle mixture. So this doesn't control on throttle or open throttle. This is strictly your idle mixture adjustment. Now we preset these for you, so you're in the ballpark, but you can put it on and it'll fire right up and get rolling. So that's just some of the ways that we hook this up and what these things are. There's not a whole lot to it. It's on, and now all I need to put is the nuts and washers, the manifold washers, and tighten it down, and then I'm going to hook up the throttle cable. This is the special tuning throttle cable, and then I'll hook up the choke cable, and then we'll fire it up and we'll tune it a little bit, and we'll move on from there. So just like that, easy peasy. Okay, so we just installed the new Jet Motors Ultimate Intake Master Kit, and we have not started it. It's ice cold. I'm going to turn the key for the first time, fill the fuel filter and the float bowl full of gas, and see if it starts. It should, right? Here we go. I'm going to pull the choke. And here we go. So what we're going to do is warm it up. Once it's at operating temperature, we're going to fiddle with the idle mixtures and go for a test ride. All right, so now that we have some temperature in the motor, we're tuning the idle mixture, and what we're going to ship you is a complete carburetor bolt-on ready to go with a red spring that's 10.5 ounces and a VFM needle. With a good intake, good exhaust, a little bit of a spicy can, that seems to be the perfect needle of choice in our altitude and in our environment. Hopefully it's the same for you. And what Paul's doing right now is he's just setting the idle mixture. Did you go lean or rich, Paul? Which way did you go? I went rich first. I'm going to blip the throttle real quick. It seems to be taking throttle really nice, and I think we're almost there. We'll go for a test drive and we'll be done.